All right, you guys. Hello, and welcome back to Luminous's Intuitive Talks, where we receive divine messages, advice, warnings, things we would like to hear, and things we would rather not. So let's go ahead and get into today's video. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a quick update for Luminous's Divine Healings. Okay, the launch for that, like I was saying, I had posted about it on a few of my social media. So the launch for that will be Monday, February 8th. Okay, so I will be taking orders. So also, if you guys did not see the video, that was basically introducing the candles, the contents inside of them, and what each candle's purpose is for. You guys can go ahead and check out that video. It's you know what, I'll put the link in the description, or you guys can actually scroll down and find it on my YouTube. Anyways, it's called update for February launch, so you guys could go ahead and check that out. Also, there is, like I said, I have both the books out. One that is co-written, involving our co-writer author. His name is Driq Wright. You guys could check out his page and a few of his contents and stuff. I will leave links and websites for him. That way you guys could go check him out as well. And the name of our book we have out right now is called Truths About Relationship, Love, and Truths of Self-Love and Relationships. So that is a poetry book that will be, basically discussing things about, things that go on in everybody's life, normal things, everyday things that happen to us on a daily basis. We talk about relationships, obviously. We talk about ourselves. We talk about basically truths about what goes on, in reality. So if you guys would like to check that out, I will leave the links for those in the description as well. Okay. So, as well as my book, of course, What's This Mess? More like, what's the message? Okay. So I will leave the link for that in there as well. So today I will basically be discussing chapter 5 of my book. Okay. And chapter 5 is called Let the Universe Guide You. Okay. Let the universe guide you. So basically, we'll be talking about, growth in your spirituality, or growth in basically you just trying to be the best person you could be, trying to get us to our greatest potentials, trying to get us to, you know, have certain morals, certain things you want to stand for, bettering ourselves, helping to better those around us, as well as, family, loved ones, and stuff like that. So, most importantly, yourselves. So, let's go ahead and just jump right into this, okay? So, as I was saying, um, let's see, we are going to start right here. Okay. So it starts with going through hard times is a part of everybody's journey. There will always be a time where we fall. We get to a point to where we feel hopeless and need to take a bit of time out to self-reflect. When we turn around and we do things like start to worry and overthink, wondering about where we could have went wrong and how it could have been prevented. Another reason we could possibly feel down is because we perpetually try to compare ourselves and our lives to other people in their lives. So, as everybody knows, social media is the number one, I would say, literally the number one devil in everyone's lives that who really like participate in it and who really like fall for it. You know, there's people on there who, can act as if they live the most lavish lives and drive the most lavish cars or have so much money, people on there flashing money and stuff, just unnecessary stuff to kind of like show off and stuff. And all of those things really just mean nothing. They mean nothing. If you don't have anything up here, they mean absolutely nothing because materials, being materialistic, it's temporary. Okay, it's temporary, and then you have it to where people will flaunt that stuff every day to the point to where others will be like, oh man, I wish that was me. Oh man, I wish I had that. Oh man, and then they start to feel bad about themselves, and then they start to feel also, like, dang, I can't accomplish anything. It's like, stop looking at what other people have or what other people are doing. We need to focus on ourselves and what we build, because everybody has their own timing. Everybody has their own, like, literally time of blessing. Okay, we just have to put in the work to actually get there. We just got to work hard. We can't always, look at other people's lives and think, oh my God, their life is so awesome, because 9 times out of 10 it's probably not as awesome as they're making it look, because we all go through problems, we all have our issues, we all, you know, have our downs. Every day is not a up day, and every day is not going to be excellent to where it's like, oh, I'm getting money, and okay, that's just not reality. We have days where our emotions get in the way. We have days to where people get in our way, distractions, all kinds of things, stuff to like prevent us from actually getting to where we need to get. And it happens. That's normal. That's what being in the normal world is. Okay, so let's go back to where I left off, okay? Because the book just literally closed on me. Here we go. All right. Always looking at and comparing others' happiness and what they have versus us and what we believe to see. Like I was just saying, they may make it look like everything's all good and perfect, but it's not always the case. We do these things while having no knowledge that our that our perception of things can be quite deceiving. Social media, like I was just saying, social media is definitely a considerable cause of this feeling for an immense amount of people. Like I was just saying, just people showing off, and then you got people feeling bad about it. Can't always look at other people's life. We have our own lives to live. We see people sharing their vacation trips. You see couples seeming to be so in love. We see beautiful homes and people with lots of money. Here's the catch about all of that, though: social media, for many, is a huge front. It allows people to share a world that they wish existed in their lives. Even if those people did have or were really doing all of those things, they still experience downfalls just like the rest of us do, because we are all human beings. So, like I was saying a minute ago, We all experience, our times of loss. Okay? Nobody has a perfect life that's pure happiness. It will be a total lie if they tell you otherwise. When we learn to focus on us and our own lives, when it is when, that is when we can start to build ourselves and our minds up. We have to focus on ourselves, focus on our own home, focus on our own, upcomings and bringings. Like I said previously, continuous mind control and inner thinking is key to feeling and doing better. As soon as we stop focusing on other people and what we can never change, and start to focus on what we can alter and improve, we can be able to move forward and trust the universe to guide us. So you just have to start following your own heart. You have to start following your own intuition. Start following your own path. Okay? Everybody cannot be like everybody. If everybody was the same, then, we would be robots. And honestly, that's kind of what the trend is nowadays, to act like everybody, to do the same things, to just participate in the same blocking activities, okay? So, and that's what really makes people a robot. People who can't decipher, you know, just don't always follow the trends, don't always follow what everybody else is doing, because what everybody else is doing is probably not for you, and damn sure probably not for them. But because people are so comfortable with it and see everybody else doing it, and they're afraid to be themselves and, you know, go outside of the box, that's just how it is nowadays. But trusting the universe means to have faith in the direction we are being led into. Trusting our spirit, trusting other spirits, and trusting all other guides given unto us. The universe will always move things in our favor as long as we follow our guidance properly. So that's the trick. When you start to follow the universe, listen to your intuition, listen to God, and go down your rightful path, that's when the universe will start to move for you. That's when the universe will start to bless you. That's when the universe will start to work with you instead of against you. Get away from stressful things as well as negative influences. So, again, social media is a huge negative influence. You have some good influence on there, you know, and then you have some not so good influences on there. And 80% of it is some not so good influence. So move in the direction you would like to go and follow through with your plans efficiently. So as we move in a way that achieves maximum productivity, along with little to non-wasted effort or expenses, we begin to create and receive abundance. We just got to move away. Sometimes you have to separate yourself from those things in order to find your path. You know how I always say, sometimes we have to isolate ourselves for growth. Because if you don't isolate yourself, how can you block out those things? How can you focus if you don't isolate yourself? How do you go within if you're so focused on everything that's on the outside of you? You know? I remember all the times when I've lost hope and faith, all just because of how things were going for me. And during moments like those, I became impatient So, when I say became impatient, it's like, you start going after things in the wrong way. There's people out there who, they're so money hungry and so, just so determined to get it out here. They forget what's really important. They forget what really matters. Morals go out the window. They stop caring about other people, just doing anything and everything to win. And that's a horrible trait to have. Doing anything and everything to win, putting everything on the line, horrible trait. Horrible trait. Because sometimes you can become deceptive. Sometimes you can become unreliable. Sometimes you become way too greedy. And we all know that God has a huge issue with greed, just overindulging in the wrong things, you know? So sometimes I would start to lose my passion for the fight and feel as if my efforts were for nothing, even when I knew for certain it was for something much greater. Only when I did not see the light at the end of the tunnel was when I felt discouraged or had the urge to give up. So when those feelings do come about, I find ways to express them, and then I analyze what the problem really is. I began to realize that the complication will always be how I feel about the situation and what I tend to do about it. Either way, remaining stagnant is not an option. We must get up, try again, and proceed with the goals we've set upon. Trusting ourselves and trusting our universe and higher power will begin to bring back our full competency. This will then allow us to prosper. Let go of the things weighing down on your heart. We all have feelings of regret, pain, or feeling like we cannot go on any longer. It's okay to feel emotions. That comes with being human. It's okay to cry for a while or stay in bed and take a step back, but do this for only a short period of time. So, this is definitely something that I could always take note of and adhere of, because there are some days where I am overstressed, overburdened, you know, too much going on, and I'll get to a point to where, I'm too exhausted to do anything, and it's like when I step back, sometimes I will step back for long periods of time, even though I know, hey, you need to get up. You need to get this done. You need to work on this. You need to, hey, snap out of it. That's one of those things. So that's definitely note, like I said, I could take heed of. But that is something that I work on daily. It's something that I focus on daily. And it's something that I know I need to do in order to get where I want to be. Okay? So if you stay here in this emotional state for too long, it can become harmful after a while. Realize that we are all works in progress, and remember to forgive not only other people, but yourself as well. Become attentive to wisdom on how to let go and move on to the next phase. Find healing for yourself, mentally and spiritually. Everybody has wounds and scarring we need to heal from. Just like the rest of our body, the heart needs to be taken care of as well. Acknowledge your hurt and then find healing methods. Okay? Never hold on. Never hold on. Hold on. I immediately just got lost. Okay, never hold on to the pain, for it is too destructive. Find outlets and coping formulas. Focus on yourself internally. and point out the existing issues. Things I do to externalize my internal pain is to express my feelings with maybe a psychiatrist or loved ones. I also used to journal, and I still do. I still journal. I write a lot because the best way to express yourself, well, I'll say one of the best ways to express yourself is through journaling. Write out your problems. When you speak these things into existence, you begin to hear it and actually put action towards it, you know? It's like it's affirmations basically, you're letting the universe know, you're letting God know what's wrong. I need help. I need to fix this. And that's what we need to do every day. Okay? Same thing with like prayer. You know, pray to God every day, throughout the day. Ask for strength. Ask for courage. Ask for protection. Whatever you feel you need, ask for it out loud. Okay? Even though God knows what you're going through, you need to talk to God, because God is going to act like God does not hear you if you act like God is not there. So that's what, we have to do. Sometimes you got to cry out to God and let God know you're very serious and you want change. If you keep letting things happen the same way it is, nothing will change. Okay? I would write down my emotions and thoughts because it really does help. Create for yourself peace of mind and begin gentle and loving to yourself as well. So, self love is so important. You have to find ways to love yourself. You have to find ways to show love to yourself, because if you don't, you're going to keep doing things that are going to be destructive to yourself. You have to know your worth. You have to know what you deserve. And that's what happens, okay? We got to know what we deserve. Put your foot down and realize, hey, I don't deserve this and I need to make a change. Or, hey, I did this and I need to make a change. Either way, you need to show yourself love, show yourself compassion, and forgive yourself as well as others. Okay, it's not only a one-way street thing. You have to do the work. Okay, people are always like, how do you get to where you are? And, it seems so easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not. Because when you actually have to do the work, sometimes it really hurts to do the work. Okay? Sometimes it's angering and frustrating and tiring to do the work. But that's what we have to do to overcome things. We have to. That's how you gain your strength. Strength is where you do something that you were afraid to do, or something that you didn't think you had the power or the courage to do. Strength is not acting as if there's nothing wrong and acting like you got everything under control. I just, it's not that. That's not strength. Pretending is not strength. Okay? It's not. All you're doing is suppressing and hiding the truth. So treat yourself to good things. Okay? Oh, I skipped a part. Here we go. Give yourself compliments and show yourself mercy during those difficult times. Treat yourself to good things and things that make you happy and motivated. Be a blessing to your mind, body, and soul. Do not be one more enemy to yourselves. Okay, we have plenty of enemies out there. We are the last enemy we need to be to ourselves, because we will be the enemy to take us out. Okay? God can protect us from other enemies, but God cannot protect you from you if you don't want to protect you from you. So, like I was mentioning in the last video, like about, having people with suicidal tendencies and stuff like that, they have to find the strength and the courage to overcome that. Okay? They have to find the strength and the courage. They have to pray. They have to be strong. They have to keep walking. They got to keep going. They have to, or it's over with, you know? We are almost and always addicted to overthinking the worst case scenarios. So when you think of high levels of anxiety and the effect from it, it can be in the wait, what? So when you think of high levels of anxiety, the effect from it can be to do exactly that. Overthink. So, a lot of the times we can overthink things. That's something that causes a lot of stress on us, overthinking all the time. Like, oh my God, I'm never going to do this. Oh my God. Um, when you overthink, that's also a form of negative thinking, okay? Because we can convince ourselves that something is too much to handle, or we could convince ourselves that we can't do it at all, or we'll never be there, or we'll always be stuck, or we'll always be wherever we are. We'll never overcome whatever's going on. Addictions will never overcome. Getting out of toxic relationships will never overcome. That's speaking negativity over yourself. That is a negative affirmation. Okay, we have to learn how to get rid of negative thoughts. Okay, we have to learn how to release those negative thoughts and replace them with positivity. Okay, so this is another reason why we ought to control our thinking. When we overthink, we create more anxiety to where we become less productive. So scrutinize your thoughts and write them down if you must. Ask yourself after examining the thoughts if they are serving you or if they are hindering you from progress. Here in life, we get stuck dealing with so many options and quests that instead of going after the beneficial things, we stop to think about all the what ifs, the ands, or the buts. Overthinking is always the result of resistance. Creating resistance creates fear. And in our minds, and when fear is created, we are too afraid to find out the end results. So, see, when you have anxiety, that's a form of fear. Like I was telling you guys about like my selective mutism and stuff, it's they categorize it as a social anxiety, but either way, it's fear. Fearing of, I feared what people had to say. I feared what people thought. I feared energies around me. It was nothing but a bunch of fear. But we have to learn to cast those things out. It's like the more I worked on my strength and worked on my stability and worked on my grounding, the better it became, you know? The better it became for me. If we start limiting our options and tasks, as in not taking on more than what we can handle, it'll be easier to choose things that we know won't be too challenging. So, like I was saying, there would be days, like I said, I take on way too much and it becomes overwhelming. So, we don't want to get to those points. This allows us to be able to handle them one at a time because we always try to handle more than what we can take on, and it then becomes a load or a burden. Pace yourself and keep track of the steps you choose to take. Perception is how we view things, like people and ourselves. When we learn to control our perception of life and our thoughts, that's when we can stop obsessing with overthinking. So, carrying thoughts that are unnecessary is equal to carrying extra baggage. It's like, why are you putting more of a load on yourself than you should? You should have to. Obsession over irrelevant things will always lead you to a bad place in your headspace and will continuously leave lingering, redundant mindsets. So basically, like I said, you're creating so many negative thoughts, you're going to start acting out of your south node. Your south node will basically be out of order, um, doing things you shouldn't do, you normally wouldn't, or, stuff like that. But when you operate out of your good node, your north node, you do good things. You make better decisions, you make better choices, and you actually go after what you're supposed to be going after. So, a good example for this would be two men strolling along a park with their wives and having a good time. Another woman happens to be jogging along the opposite way towards them. And when the woman passes, she greets the couples and she proceeds jogging. One of the men continues to interact with his wife as the other man takes his attention from his wife to look back at the jogging woman. The first man paid the jogging woman no mind because he did not overthink nor obsess over her, because his perception of her was nothing more than a fellow person on a jog. As for the other man, his perception of her was very sexualizing because he obsessed about a thought in his mind towards her. So not only did he overthink a simple situation, he created a conflict with his wife. So you see how that works? You have the man who's focused and has direction and knows what to pay attention to. And then you have the other man who's disrespecting his person and also the woman that ran by, because it's like, dang, dude, calm down. It's not that serious. But because you overthought and, created a whole fantasy and stuff in his mind, he did too much at that point. So the way we perceive things are vital. They will either have a positive or a negative effect on our lives. One of our best solutions for less overthinking and worrying would be to surround ourselves with logical thinkers. So surround yourself with people who make good choices, people who can decipher a good idea from a bad idea, okay? Someone who could be logical, make sense of things. The less we are around people that tend to be prone to stressing and assuming the worst, the more stable we could remain and the less our anxiety would increase. So, surround yourself with confident people. Surround yourself with people who are, moving in a better direction. Don't be around people who are, insecure or don't have confidence, and, because that can kind of rub off on you. You could be like, say, for example, somebody is too nervous or scared to do something. You could be like, oh, what's wrong? And it's like, why you don't want to do it? Okay, now all of a sudden you don't want to do it because they're making you feel all kind of weird and awkward about it. So it happens. And I've been in plenty of situations like that. So it is a proven fact that being around high levels of anxiety tends to increase your own levels by a long shot. I recall a time when I was younger, me and a couple of friends and family members went camping. There was this wooded area outside of the campground that all of the children were instructed to never go into without a parent. One night, while all the parents were gathered around the campfire cooking and talking, some of us left the campground to sneak into this wooded area. A few of us were afraid, and there were others who were not. Those that were scared kept obsessing over the fear of getting caught, while the rest remained calm. The further we went into this dark place, the higher the anxiety levels rose. And as the anxiety increased, the uneased feeling created a wave amongst the rest of us. So after a while, the whole crew began to feel nervous because the ones creating the fear kept jumping, screaming, or running off to every sound they heard. By the time we got deeper into the woods, over half of the crew went missing, so the rest of us were too scared to continue on and turned around to head back to the campsite. We ended up running to the others one by one on the way back. And the last bit, we're at the gaming arcade spot. Basically, what we all set out to do did not get accomplished because of fear. So it ended as a mission abort type deal. One person's fear became everybody's fear. So we as people definitely influence each other on a daily basis. Let the universe guide you to the right influences and the right energies to keep you moving. You will always be guided to people that you learn from or learn lessons from. Those people will either give you wisdom or show you what it's like to lack wisdom. Listen to your spirit and stay in tune with the universe's frequencies and decipher what will and what will not work for you. Most importantly, as long as we pay attention to our spirits, our guides, our ancestors, and God, we will always be led towards a strong victory. So, that was one of my short chapters. Okay. So, definitely, that was a chapter that I did enjoy writing because, sometimes we just have to, make better choices, go the right ways, instead of following influences and what other people have going on. It's better to just listen to God, follow your spirit, follow your heart, and do what's best for you and all that's around you as well. You know, we can't always just only do things for ourselves. It's important to love and care about yourselves, but also make sure you're still loving and caring about others as well who really deserve it. So, uh, my nose is like so freaking runny. Eyes are watering. My allergies suck. Um, Plus, I got water and everywhere. My ears, my hair. Washed my hair and stuff today. But other than that, it's very important. So always, you know, follow the best, route. Always stay close to God. Always pray. Stay safe. Love one another. Keep loving yourself most of all, and continue to go forward. So, like I said, today's video was short. So, thank you guys for tuning in to Luminous's Intuitive Talks. Also, like I said, the launch for Luminous's Divine Healings will be Monday, February 8th. That is when I will actually be sending the candles out. So if you guys would like to make an order, email me at luminoussdivinehealings at gmail.com. Also, you guys can hit my Instagram, DM me there, and that's at luminoussdivineH. I will have all of that in the description for you guys, so you guys don't have to have a headache to go looking for it or nothing like that. Okay. Um, Also, if you guys do want to purchase the book, okay, it will be on Amazon. I will leave the link for that as well as usual. Okay, so if you guys like what you heard, hit that like button, subscribe, hit your notification bells, and I will definitely be back with more videos for you guys. Okay, I will keep it coming for you. I will try to get more videos out on a daily. I will definitely record more videos for you guys, for those who really need it. And also, I will keep you guys updated as well. So go ahead, and if you guys would like to donate to the channel, feel free to donate. All of the payment information will be in the description as well. I thank you guys so much for your time. I thank you guys so much for listening. And if I do help you out a lot, I'm very glad I can do that for you, because sometimes, you know, we just need to be shown the way. So I love you guys. I'll see you guys next time on Luminous's Intuitive Talks. All right, guys. Bye.